at that nice industrial siding. Alright, welcome back. So what I decided to do is work a little bit here on the Fairview side. I kind of want to get this darn phone. Want to get this done, get the track in, get it all powered and working. So what I've been doing over here, you can see the track is in, everything's cut, it's ready to go in. I had to add something here, had a little road before. Since now there's going to be a building here, an industry, will be sitting there. This little siding here, another industry roughly in here. This had to be worked on. I know it looks kind of weird, but that's going to be all fixed up and scenic up and everything. And then over here we come down off the main line into the area back here, and then this is going to go over to the other industry back over there, the rather a little bit larger industry. Now this I'm waiting. I had you can still see it's not quite oopsie, that's not good for track. So I got to get this set up, and then I got to kind of do something to bring the track down to that level. Probably gonna need to do some stuff back around here as well. Probably just put something in there like crumpled up paper, and then use some of that plaster cloth to even things out. Of course I got a scenic back here. What I'm planning to do is not use those big steel blocks. What I'll actually do is probably have some type of cut with, rocks to kind of hide the entrance into staging. I really like the way, if you saw the video on Dick Bradley's layout, he's got a beautiful scene where he's got pretty much that. It's going back into staging, and it's a really nice big rock cut. It looks really good, so that's kind of inspiring me to do something like that, similar here when we go into staging. And then that way I'll be able to get, like I say, all this track done, in, powered, working. And I don't have the structures done yet, and you can see it's all kind of, I got some pink foam, got some of this, craft foam to level things out, put a couple ramps in to get the track down to the different levels. It'll work fine. I just got to get everything in, and then I'll probably go ahead and paint this, green color or something like that, just so it doesn't look so garish when you look at it. Luckily I caught myself. I was going to put all the track in, but on this one industry, which is by Laser Modeling 3, their Winchadon manufacturing or machine company, pretty cool kit. They actually have a coal pit. So if I want to do that, I was debating, do I want to or not? I said, yeah, I think it'll look kind of cool. I'm going to have to go in, and this is 3/4 plywood, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to drill and cut out and saber saw and blah, blah, blah to get that in there, because it goes underneath this track. So if I had glued that in, I would have been in trouble. So what I decided to do was I just kind of cut it here. This was an old piece of track. It had an ugly joint there anyway, so I cut it. So I'll go ahead and secure it in up to here, leave this piece loose, and then when I get to the point where I can do this, which I would like to do rather quickly, but we'll see how if I get to it, so I can pull the track out, take care of drilling the hole, maybe even get the coal pit installed, because you got to cut the tire, remove the ties from under the rail to go across the pit and blah blah blah. So luckily I did not go ahead and go too fast and get that glued in, or I was take it back out again, not the end of the world. But so we'll keep working over here. I'd like to get this all done and powered and running sooner rather than later, because then I still got a whole lot of track work to do over in Sharon. And then of course I got to get the scenery done. I'd like to get that done and kind of finish up the entrance into staging there, and then still got to paint track, and there's all kinds of things to do. So alright, I just figured I'd show that before we get started here. You get a rough idea how things are going to look once we get things going. So let's see what we can do here. Let's keep working. Okie dokie. So all the track there, well, not all of it, a lot of the track you can see in Fairview is being glued down. Actually, this stuff's all ready to come off. I had it weighted down overnight. I used some silicone caulk, and it's probably good to go. But then I just wanted to show what I did over here, because I didn't know how I was going to do this, or I should say how it was going to work. These are the two tracks that come down to the larger building. That's going to sit down in here. And pretty much what I did, you can see the tracks in. It's not perfect. It is definitely a downgrade there, but I think since it's a siding and you're going to come down here with, you know, just one car, I think it's going to be okay. What I did was, I'll take the track out so you can see a little bit better. These are pieces of railcraft track that I'm going to reuse, or the micro engineering, which I think actually came from railcraft, but anyway. Alright, so what I did was I went in with the old Sureform shaper, made a mess, came down, just kind of very carefully got down what I thought. It's all been visual. I didn't do any any real civil engineering on this or shoot elevations or anything for you CE types. And it is pretty much just that. I used a rasp a little bit. That's a little bit too long. It was kind of hard to get in there. And then of course once you do that with foam, it gets that real rough texture. But then I went back with this sanding block and it actually smoothed it out. It's actually, you know, nice and smooth, which I wanted. I wanted something relatively smooth to put the track on. I did have to fill the gaps in. You can see I got some spackling compound in there setting up. I'm actually good along here. I was a little bit heavier in here. That's still a little bit, yeah, it's still a little bit, I can feel from the temperature it's still setting, but that won't stop me from getting the track in. So I plan to get the track put in. And like I said, back around here, you can see it, but there's this big fall off the world here. Probably just going to get some plaster cloth. Bring in a cloth, you know, probably put some like newspapers crumpled up, something like that, or old foam pieces or something, just to kind of build that level along there. I am planning to pull this piece of fascia out from roughly, where does that end? I think it ends right about here, and then all the way around. Gonna pull that piece out, do a quick spin here, right into here. That way it'll give me the fascia, and it's the piece of the right size to come all the way up, so that'll look a little bit better. So I got to pull that piece out and make that stuff all fit. So that's it. That's the. I know it's hard to see in the video, and again, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's a siding, so I think it'll look all right. So just for fun, I'll slap the track in or set the track in, put the building in place, and you can get just an idea of what's going to look like in there. Okay, so there's the industry. That's going to sit in there, and I do need to make sure, since I have, you know, this track that's going to go inside the building, and this track that needs to clear it, I got to make darn sure before I, you know, glue them down that they're not going to hit the building, because that would be very annoying if you did all that and then you brought the boxcar in and it hit the side of the building, because then you're kind of in deep doo-doo then. So that's what that's going to look like. I said they come down from this end of Fairview down to there, and then we'll do obviously some more detail work around here. There are some more parts of this building that add onto here. Have a couple little out sheds and whatnot. Up at this end, I'm thinking I'll probably do some, you know, a little parking lot, some details, maybe a little truck backed up here. The road that then will come out here to simulate the road that's kind of off the layout here. So this car could be spotted probably that door, then I might have this kind of covered over so that they could back a truck in here. I don't think they unload a rail car there. So that'll be, you know, for both. You have a truck parked there that has to move when the train comes in to drop the car off. So that should be okay. That's a little bit close, but I think we'll make it work. So that's going to be that overall scene there in the corner. So all right, let's get some track down. Let's get some feeders soldered, and let's operate it and see how it works. Okay, just for fun, I got all the track opened up here and powered up in Fairview, and I brought the Eugene turn out, although I didn't really bring them out because of the, kind of got a little bit of a problem there, but anyway, just Got some stuff out here just to try it. He actually came in and dropped off these 2 cars and picked up those 2 cars, and the track seems to work just fine. Although this car would actually be spotted further back, but like I said, I don't have this piece in yet, because I need to dig or make the opening for the coal pit that'll be on this industry, so I got to work on that. But so far, things seem to work okay. So the track is in, a lot of white and pink. I got to get that painted up. And I kind of got this set in place to make sure everything fits okay. And I'm not sure I have that many cars in there at one time, but that's what it looks like. I don't even know about that. I just said, well, let me set it there. Maybe on occasion they get in a flat car or a gondola with something, and they can bring some, trucks in here to load up. I don't know. Anyway, but that's roughly how that industry. Well, actually, the industry is going to sit like that because that clears everything. Kind of a fun little thing. When I was putting cars in and out of here, it seems these X29-ish cars. I know that's the Pennsy term. There's other cars that are, I don't know if they're 1929. Anyway, they're not all Pennsy X29s, but I think I'm going to specify that the customer wants this size car. It just seems to fit better. So for them, they prefer to get that kind of car. So this is the type of, if they're going to come here to deliver to this spot, they'll have to get that type of box car. The other ones do fit. The larger, the taller 40-footers do fit, but it's just this type with the lower height seem to fit a little bit nicer, and that's what the customer wants. So that's what the customer will get. All right, so maybe just for fun, I'll run him over to Sharon. I'm not really sure if I'm going to run this particular train as a turn out of Eugene, because obviously, because the way the turnouts are faced, when he's coming this direction, he can work these, and then my thoughts would be he would go over to Sharon, work there, turn, come back, and then when he's heading back toward Eugene, he could work these here. Otherwise, he can't do it because he can't run around his train. So, well, we'll see. All right, so let's we'll get him out of Dodge. We'll bring him back, and I'll just do a little. My biggest concern was, did I make the hills smooth enough here? Did they come over? Did the couplers, not shift a lot and everything? And they seem to work fine. There's definitely a hill going down there. I'm not sure how it's going to show up, but everything seemed to run good. So, all right, let's have a little bit of fun here. All right, so Eugene turned. He finished his work over there in Sharon. He's reassembled, ran around his train, and now he's coming back to work here in Fairview. He's got one. You see there to head out now. He's got another X29 to set off, and he's going to pick up the other 3 empties and head back to Eugene. So in theory, he would pull up here to the interlocking, get on the train phone, have to get permission to open up the lock switch here to head into the Fairview Industrial Track. So probably about there he would stop, get permission from the dispatcher to throw the turnout, and then start doing his work. And it's nice with the tools and the solder and everything laying around. That looks ultra realistic, doesn't it? Alright, so now I didn't redo this control panel yet, because it really should say Fairview. Anyway, and this is actually still right. It's just not here anymore. It's actually over here. But the way this is, you can see right now it's locked. So he has to get permission to unlock it. Gives the light that it's unlocked. And that also then feeds back to the CMRI that this turnout's now unlocked. And what it'll do is, make sure no other signals can, you never be able to clear any other signals, because that is unlocked. And then you can throw it reverse. Now he's already uncoupled up there. He put some handbrakes on the car. There's a real slight grade coming up, but he's pretty much, my darn throttle starts to work. There we go. Alright, he's going to come on in. And I'm going to go a little bit faster than I normally would, just because I don't want you guys to fall asleep. Alright, he's going to come in, and hopefully this works okay. It worked before, but of course now that I'm shooting video, it probably won't work, and I'll stall and have a short circuit or something like that. That is a Genesis, Athearn Genesis GP9, one of their new ones. Not too bad, not too bad. I'm noticing I probably need to work on some of the CVs. It starts up relatively abruptly, but again, I didn't really do much to it. I just kind of took it out of the box, put it on the layout, and here we are. Alright, so I'd like to use a pick here for the hand throws. Bada boom. Alright, let's go pick up that car. So let me set this down and we'll get him moving. Didn't quite get the couple. Alright, so since he's going to drop this car off, he's going to have to set this car down on the side in there with the other pickups. So he'll make this move and then drop off the car in the other spot. And here's where I was a little, not nervous, but since I just carved this out by eye, I wanted to make sure that nothing mischievous happened when the cars go down there. But they seem to work okay. So I better watch what I'm doing here. Alright, so what I'll have him do, just go back and he'll get the 3 cards he's going to pull out, then go back and drop the first one off. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, yeah. I didn't get it. Alright, well. The helping hand from above. I'm going to let them sit there and uncouple, and I never can use these. I try to use these, but I never seem to do a good job with it. I don't know. But, alright. Come on, you. See what I mean? Maybe I'm not doing it right. I don't know. Why am I even showing this on video? So I'm about to give up and use my hands. Alright, enough of that. So very carefully. It is a tight fit. Okay. Let's see if I can do it this time. Like I said, I don't really like doing it this way, but what are you gonna do? And I hate those Accumate or whatever couplers there are on the Athearn. They've got to be replaced with Katie's ASAP, but see, I just can't get the darn thing. Alright, we'll pause it and take care of it. Okay, off camera I got it, so bring this bad boy back up, pick up his cut, get back train back together, and head back to the barn. Get a good detail shot of that. It's pretty nice. I'm not sure the cab sunshades are the right color, but I can check my Pensy reference books and find out. But a little bit of tweaking with some CVs to make it run smoother. Maybe turn the volume down a little bit. But other than that, pretty nice. I'm not sure if the number board's light. I haven't pressed any other buttons to figure out what other functions are available. Again, I'm more interested in just checking the track than I am about this locomotive at the moment. But okie dokie, we'll get him back. Okay, they got their cut back together. I'm gonna see if these three make it up the hill here. Thinking they will, and this will be the most that you'd ever pull out of here, I think. Maybe 4, but a lot of times it'll only be 1 or 2. Although you do have to use this track to set over your pickup, so that's why there's more cars than that are actually in the spots back there. But he seems to be doing all right. Okay. Alrighty. And when I set the track plan up here, I did purposely set some of these industries back because I knew, there we are moving, I knew I was going to be pulling cars out of that Dobler mill down there. So what I wanted to make sure, looks there's going to be plenty of room. Let me just put this throttle down here. So I wanted to make sure that I could bring at least, a locomotive and 3 cars, although I actually could probably do 4, to clear that turnout to get back to the main. And there's no spots in here. In fact, that's not really where the New York Central car is. Well, it's close. What I figured was there might be, like I said, there's going to be another industry here that's going to have a spot for a coal car and, most likely a box car. That's going to be a little machine shop type machinist here. This is going to be the South River Model Works kit. That can have 2 spots, one for coal, for local coal delivery, and another. So that's why this is on a separate siding, so you don't have to disturb those cars when you're switching like he is now. Otherwise you probably would be in the way here. And then I might have a spot here, might actually be a little bit further up, kind of like a team track, where you can bring it up. Ooh, he's rolling. Look at that. A box car, a lumber, or some tractors on a flat car, just something local, for the rural farm folks to pick up here. But again, I wanted to make sure there was enough headroom for him to come out, and it looks like it could easily get, just move him up and not interfere. Heck, I probably could get 5 cars in there. Again, not that I would need to. But even if I assume that New York Central car was at the spot, and it's not. Alright, see, I still have, I probably could get at least one more, easy two more, and I would really have more room. So that's just some of the thought process that went into laying out the track plan. I wanted to set the actual industrial spots either off of the track. That's why these are here, so you don't get interference when you're trying to switch the mill down below, and enough headroom. So even if I had a team track and the two in the industry, it looks like there's plenty of room to enable bringing your cut of cars up when you're working, when you're pulling out from the mill down there. So, all right, let's get him back to his train and ready to go back to Eugene. This obviously will look a lot better once I get scenery done. Get all the trees and the signals and the details. I can't wait. Now I'm looking forward to getting that done. Now that we're slowly making progress here on some of these parts of the track work. Now, did I leave him back far enough to clear? I don't know if I did. Oh. Well, he clears the switch, and you can see the signals will be right here. So I didn't quite... That's okay. So what we'll do is we'll just continue him back so he clears the interlocking. That looks good. Okay. So you'd line and lock this normal. I'll do with my giant hand. Give it a lock. Get on the train phone. Train phone. Call the tower operator, which I don't know where the tower operator is, but he'll call him, and he's heading back to Eugene. All right, so that's that. That's how things will work here. A little bit of thought process behind the track plan, and maybe what I'll do now is I'll back him into staging and put some of those cars on the shelves I have up there. Oh, I didn't show you guys that. Hey, let me show you what's back there in staging now. I added we'll wrap this up with just a little look at a few more additions to staging. Alright, so this bad boy is ready to back into staging. I got him ready to go in. And what I figured I'll do, I'm gonna, like I said, from this side, I'm gonna put him on, I don't know. Let me put him on East Staging 1. Let's see if this works. Oh, it won't work because I didn't turn on the other power supply, so I can use one of these two though. So I should be able to. Oops, I'm not even looking. I didn't turn the capacitive power discharge unit on, so the turnout that is the Pico won't throw. But the 12 volt is on, so I should be able to throw this. Now the Tortoise should have gone, and I think I heard it move. So let's go back in staging and see if it worked. Yeah, that turnout through. Now let's see if the wireless will work. I can bring him back here. Oh, we got motion. Cruising back here. Watch it probably derail all over the place now that I'm filming it. Okay, here we go. Into staging. Oh, I didn't turn the track on, so what I'm going to need to do quickly. East Staging 1. Make sure the power's on, or the Loki will not go. Hey, here he comes. Hey, welcome home. Alright, a little jumpy on the turnout, but anyway. Alright. Going past the hippo. Ooh, did I turn the wrong track on? Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. He's on East Staging 3. You know, sometimes people just aren't all that bright. See? Duh, Rob. Don't you know your own staging? Alright. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's like a 10-car train. And he's just a local. And then my other lights on back here. I'm making him parked, and I realize it's dark. It's very, very dark. But I don't want to try to do too much at once. Okay. What we got here? Alright. So now he's parked. And it worked okay. And I said the wireless throttle seems to be working okay back in here. So that's what I said it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the caboose. 10 cars. And I probably could back them up a little bit. But I think I can get some pretty good sized trains in here. Alright, so anyway, what I did was I added some of these shelves in here. And then what I'm probably going to be working on now, why I brought him back, is to store the rolling stock in here. I don't want to put it on the main layout just yet because I still got work to do. And I don't want to put cars on and off, have them get in the way and everything. So, but I got shelves. These are roughly 6 feet long on this side. These are a little bit shorter on this side, but I got 3 shelves here as well. So now I get the rolling stock out, see what I have and don't have. I added this little pegboard here. I figured if you're working back in here, you're probably going to have a list of, you know, when you first start out, what trains are here in staging, when they're going to leave, inbound trains, etc., etc. So I need to get these loaded up. So that's the latest edition, and that pretty much wraps up staging for now. I have some more of this. I don't know where I might put it. Up here, I don't know. Let me put another shelf if I need more storage. I don't know. But then again, I'm not the tallest dude in the world, so it's getting a little bit hard to reach. Alright, so that's that. That's the last little bit of staging. Now, the fun part, get the cars out. I gotta see what I have. If I have enough to do an operating session. And I don't think I do. But anyway, that's a problem for a different day. So, alrighty, that is that. Back here in the staging. Alright, so we'll wrap this up. I guess I can put it up as an update. I'm not sure how long it is till I do some editing, but probably longer than I think. Anyway, so alright, so so Fairview's done, track-wise at least. Power works. Saw a little bit of switching action, so you can see how that's going to work out. I like it. And I spent about, I don't know, maybe a half hour just myself, just kind of playing around with the, with the train and everything. So that's kind of fun. So it gives somebody something to do. So again, big things in here. I got to figure out where I want to put that coal pit and get that cut out and installed so I can finish this track. Then I got a Laser Modeling 3 kit to build. I got a South River Model Works kit to build here. Maybe a couple other little sheds and whatnot. Now that I know the track works, I'll probably come in and go ahead and get some of this painted. This doesn't look so garish. I'm liking the way this industry kind of fits down here. I think it's going to be a nice addition down there. And again, get some details and more stuff there. I do got to work on the scenery here. I can probably use some of the plaster cloth just to, get rid of that gaping chasm there. I got to work on the scenery. But I'm casting some rocks so I can do get all this kind of finished up here in the back. Because I'm not going to put this in until I get that done. Because I'm not going to crawl over that. Because guaranteed I'd break it. To get the work done in the back. Over here, I probably could give the track a good cleaning over here and maybe get some cars out on this side. I don't want to do a whole lot, but the yard's big enough. I can kind of set things up to the east end of the yard. And then, because I do got some more work to do up here eventually with the engine facility, turntable, and some more bench work to do there. And then, of course, everything here. And good old Sharon. And I got to get the track in. I do have the ramp coming down here for the track going that way. Get all this track down. This will be a little bit more involved Not so much from the track, just because I got to do tortoises back here, because you can't really reach for the hand throws. I might get this track here in front done. Not put the industries in just yet, but at least get the track down. And then I got to figure out how I'm going to disguise our little dive into staging from this side. But we'll get there. And for now, like I said, I put this cabinet here for the control. I'm going to have to put another cabinet here for all the Sharon controls. So, still a lot to do. But we're getting there. We're making progress. I'm pretty happy with the way so far the summer's progressing. I think I'm getting a fair amount done. So we'll keep working. So the next big thing will probably be coming in here to do this track. I'm not going to worry about scenery right now. I want to get the track down behind me because I really don't like doing that part of it. So I want to get that done out of the way. Then I can start doing the scenery over there in Fairview and start thinking about what I want to do over here. I got kits to build. I got rolling stock to weather. As you notice, none of it's weathered. Actually have some more rolling stock coming in. I bought some AccuRail cars just to get some stuff to populate the layout. Because I do not have enough, no way do I have enough of the transition era rolling stock to even probably half fill this yard. So one of the happy things is I have to go out and buy some rolling stock. That's kind of fun. So I figured I'd get some AccuRail stuff that I can get built and assembled and put on the layout pretty quickly. Maybe a couple Katy cars here and there. Some ready to run stuff. I have a lot of Finaro and Sunshine and Branch Line and other kits to build. That's going to take so much time. And I want to get something on so I can do a shakedown operating session late this summer, although summer's almost over, early fall. As soon as I can get some more track done. So, okay, enough babbling. That's kind of where we are, making some progress here. And now the big push will be get here in Sharon and get this done. So, all right, more updates as we keep working. And stay tuned. Hopefully the next thing you'll see is a finished track work in Sharon.